everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
Happy Wednesday, you guys. I feel like I'm a little delirious.
It's not Wednesday.
It's, oh my
it's
gosh.
Saturday.
Happy Saturday, y'all.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I think I clearly did not drink enough of my boba drink today. I woke up kind of early.
Wendy needs that caffeine.
And I woke up kind of early today because, well, I'll tell you guys that in a second. But on today's show, we are talking, Jason Blum chimes in about the Batgirl movie Cancellation.
We're also going to be talking about some new images of Dare Devil and Titania from the She-Hulk trailer.
And it looks like Moon Knight Season 2 is on the horizon. So what do we want to see? We're going to dive into our theories and what we essentially want to see. All this and more coming up on today's live stream. And first and foremost, thank you all for being here. Most importantly, Navi thanks you for being here.
Yes, of course. Little Miss Navi Bear.
I don't think she's going to be making an appearance today because she's back in the cone.
The cone of shame.
Yes. Since you guys last saw her, you guys know that she's been dealing with this little growth that's kind of been right here. It's like lymph node, salivary gland area. It's gotten much smaller, but I guess it's itchy or something because she scratched at it so bad that it was not like horrible, but I mean, to me, it's awful.
Even if there is only one drop of blood, Wendy would be like, we got to call the vet.
If Navi so much as sneezes, I take her to the vet. It's terrible. I don't even do that for myself. Anyways, so I don't think she's going to be making an appearance, but she's got the cone on, and we put a little gauze there, and we've been putting Neosporin on it per the doctor's order. So hopefully you guys, fingers crossed for Navi and that she heals up fine. I feel like she's been having so much issue, and as a dog parent, I can't take it.
It's just one thing right after another to where I'm just like, okay, we're good now. She just had surgery. She's healed up. Oh, good to go. What is this?
Yeah, it came like right at, oh gosh. Anyways. And then the other thing that's really cool, I went early this morning to downtown LA to a coffee house / boba spot called Macchiato, and because they were doing a Blackpink cup sleeve event, and that is a thing. It's not an official Blackpink or YG sanctioned event, but it is fan run, unofficial, and they make, basically, if you like boba, if you like to purchase some, from some small business K-pop merch, cup sleeve events are kind of cool. You can meet fellow fans of whatever group you are going there for. Today specifically, I went to Blackpink because it is their 6-year anniversary.
I will hide so you can see.
Yeah, look at the girls. So this is basically you get a cup sleeve with your drink, and you get to pull 2 photo cards, and the photo cards I picked, this is the back.
I will move my head.
Oh no, I gotta cover my face. And these are the girls that I got. I got Lisa
and Jenny.
Oh wait, hold on. There. Where are they focusing?
They are. They're focused.
Lisa, Jenny. So I actually don't have a bias in the group. They were asking like, "Who's your bias?" I'm like, I don't have one. I love them all equally.
For me, it's Lisa.
Lisa, let me la Lisa. And then I got a cute little keychain that says Blackpink and a little phone strap. That shows with my new fancy Toy Story Casetify case, which is really cool that they send this to me, and then so I just add a little charm to it. Anyways,
and if you guys follow Wendy on Instagram, yeah, she put up a little bit of a reels. That was the word I was looking for. A reels for that's all the cool Casetify stuff.
Yeah.
I have to admit, some of them are pretty cool. I mean, the Lotso is really cool. The Buzz Lightyear is really cool.
And there's a lot more. It's not just like, these characters. Ducky and Bunny is also a part of the collection. Who else? Mr. Potato Head, the aliens, Jessie, Woody.
Yeah, you got just a few of them. Tons.
Actually, when they reached out and they asked me, they said pick 2 out of the design. So I picked Lotso because I don't have any phone cases that look like this, and I like pink, and I like strawberries. So I wish it smelled like strawberry. It doesn't. So I picked that and the Ducky and Bunny one, and they're like, hey, we're going to send you a couple more. And then they sent me the Buzz Lightyear one and the Woody one. I was like, whoa, so this has been on my phone for a bit. I just took it off because
I wanted to switch it out.
I wanted to switch it up, and like this matches perfectly. So
Yeah, so if you guys want to see some of those Case-defy cases, go on to Wendy Lee Zaney Instagram, and you'll be able to see all of them and all the cool stuff that Case-defy gave Wendy.
Yeah, it was really cool. Thank you so much to Case-defy for gifting me those cases. They're super durable, too. Dustin knows.
Yeah, Wendy drops her phone all the time.
At least once a day. At least once a day.
So they're pretty durable.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. My text message was on voice. Look at all the things that I would have almost texted Warren.
Warren's like, Warren would have been like, what is all of this? What's going on here?
Don't hit send. Don't hit send.
So I wonder. I mean, Warren might be watching us right now. Hi, Warren.
Yeah. Oh man, there's juicy tea happening in our chat in our text. I'll tell you about it later. Anyways, you guys, should we get on to
got some tasty tea?
Get the tea.
Tink. You gotta have like just how Grogu holds it.
So cute. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into first order of business, and that is Jason Blum chiming in on that cancellation of the Batgirl movie. So we've talked about it a lot this past Wednesday.
Yep.
About the cancellation, and since then, directors and other people that have worked with these directors, Kevin Feige, James Gunn, Edgar Wright, have reached out to show their support, because it's just like a real sudden thing. Like, I think the directors found out when we found out.
Yeah.
That's sort of a situation where, and I said this on the Wendy and John show yesterday, I was like, you couldn't have, like, texted them, at least?
And give them a little bit of heads up. Because
just a little bit.
That is the worst way to find out.
They were at a wedding.
And then you looked at it and you're like, wait, what? My movie's been canceled? It's almost done.
Yeah.
It's almost completely done.
Yeah.
And it got canceled. But yes, so many different directors and producers have actually weighed in on the cancellation of this DC movie.
Yes, and that includes Jason Blum of Blumhouse. So I just want to go to our notes. I did not have this set up properly today, guys.
I will take care of our unwanted guest.
Ew, get out.
I got him. And now I'm going to take them off. Well, they started pretty early today.
Maybe the bots low-key likes us talking about fandom news. You think that's why?
Well, maybe. I mean, even when we talk about fandom news on some other times, they still pop up. They don't. Yeah, sometimes they pop up. Sometimes we've gone whole shows. Sometimes weeks without seeing them.
Yeah, that's true. So, let's talk about what Jason Blum had said about the cancellation, and this was during a recent chat with Variety, and he says that he understood the studio's decision to scrap the movie that cost $90 million that was near complete. And he said, quote, "I was surprised by it, but I understood why they chose to do it, or they choose to do it. You have a new management, so they want a new start and to brand DC in a certain way."
And especially hearing that from Jason Blum, it makes a little bit more sense on why they might have canceled it. The new management is in here, and they don't want like their very first DC property to be anywhere near a bomb. They don't. If they don't have 100% complete confidence in this property, they're going to be like, okay, you know what? No, we're not going to do this one, because we don't want our first one out of the gate as, hey, we took over DC and this is the first thing we gave you. It's people are going to rip them apart if there's even a little bit of things that can be criticized.
I just feel like a lot of the times when a company is under new management, or when there's like a merger or a sale, the new owners do come in and they kind of flex a little, like, I want to do this and I have a vision. Look, I have a 10-year plan. Great, but like, I don't know, it doesn't look great.
What about the stuff that we just finished? Is that a part of your 10-year plan?
That?
No. So it gets hacked.
So like it's just not a great situation for cast and crew. And with that said, I am curious to see what this 10-year plan is and how much they stick to it, because they did mention that films like Black Adam, Shazam 2, The Flash, those are all safe, and I really do feel like the Flash movie, because it deals with the Flashpoint,
Yeah.
that could be the key to turning DC, the universe or multiverse, into however they want to shape it to be, which is why I think it's still on the table.
And that's actually something that I'm actually really proud about DC for doing, because DC is doing something that Marvel has not yet done, and that is, oh no, not just Flashpoint. It has to do with Flashpoint, but the fact that we were going to get 3 different actors playing the same superhero. To where
The Flash?
we were going to get, we were going to get Batman, Michael Keaton in The Flash.
Yes.
We're going to get Ben Affleck in Aquaman.
Yes.
And we've got Robert Pattinson in The Batman.
Yeah.
So we actually now have, this is the first time that we have 3 different actors playing the same character around the same time. So I'm actually really excited. I mean, I thought it was really cool what they did in Spider-Man No Way Home. But that was more along the lines of bringing them into one
that
movie.
movie's so good.
With this, you're going to have 3 different movies with 3 different people playing Batman.
Yeah.
And I like that. That opens up the ability for DC to kind of be like, you know what? We're just going to tell any story we want. We have all of these ideas for good stories, and they don't have to connect to some cohesive, multiverse cinematic universe. So I just want them to start making good movies. You know, and I just want to see more of them. I want to see more of these stories. I want to see some of the animated movies come to the live action. And if you have to stick to this strict universe, cinematic universe, then they're never going to happen. However, if you are opening it up to pretty much any story you want, then I'm really happy to see all of this start to come to fruition.
Yeah. So going back to Jason Blum too, and the why he understands where he's coming from, and I thought this was really important to note too, and kind of a small insight from a director who literally is in the same space making films, dealing with studios and budgets and etc. He elaborates on this, and he says that in the interview they say that Blumhouse Productions directors trade big budget for control, and he says, we borrow the French auteur system and apply it to every commercial making. We give them more control than they typically get in Hollywood, but they have to give us something as well, a commitment to make the movie inexpensively. So he says that, let's see here, quote, the way studio filmmaking works is correlated to budget. The more expensive the movie, the more time the director is strategizing on how they are going to get their way. Bless you. On a $200 million movie, the director is spending 80% of their time on politics and 20% actually making the movie. That totally makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger budget, you're going to have to compete with more people saying, no, you have to do this.
And here's a little bit more, ending that quote. Our $4 million movie, 100% of the time is spent on making a good movie. And just to kind of give you guys a little bit of example here, Ethan Hawke's Black Phone, which is by Blumhouse Production, that grossed $143 million at the box office. The budget, approximately $18 million.
I mean, sometimes
and
that
it's a
is
good movie,
the smartest way to go. It's a little bit of investment with a good payoff, as opposed to having to make a huge investment, like $200 million, and then maybe the movie... Because if you have a $200 million movie budget, you're going to have to make like $500 million.
You have to make it back with profit.
Lots. Yeah. Because then there's still all of the marketing that you have to put in there. You still all of the putting it in the theaters. You have to. There's still a lot of money that goes into having to not just make the movie, but once you've made it, get it out there and get people to want to go see it.
Yeah. It definitely makes sense what he says here. I think that's just how it's worked in certain ways. I think there are some examples where you get a really big budget movie and the director still gets to have control, creative freedom. But most of the time, when studio is putting that much money into a project, investors, producers, whoever may be over there and not just specific to one studio. And I think this is kind of across the board. They're naturally going to want to have, certain says in decision making. So I'm guessing that's a part of what happened there with the Batgirl movie as well. It's just really Like, I'm really bummed. Like, I was very curious to see how that movie was going to turn out.
Yeah.
So.
But also, it doesn't mean that we'll never see it. You know, I mean,
One we're never seeing.
Never. I mean, it's so far done. I think sooner or later, like maybe give it like 3 years or something, that they'll be like, hey, you know what? Let's drop it on.
For the tax cut, I don't think they're.
It has to be scrapped.
I believe so.
Because look what happened to the Superman movie when they did Superman. Oh, what's his name? It was after the Superman Lives movie.
After the Nick Cage one.
Yeah, they had invested a lot of money.
Showed.
But what had ended up happening was the fact that budget was then transferred over to the new one that, oh shoot, what was his name? It was before, unfortunately it was a superhero, it was the Superman Returns, 2004. Thank you so much, Star Drew. And that
2004. Sorry, you said that so.
Oh,
my brain didn't compute it. Okay, I got it.
And they were like, "Oh, this is the most expensive Superman movie." Well, the reason why is because they moved that budget from Superman Lives and continued saying, "Oh yeah, no, that was just something we were working on." But yeah, they did that for taxes as well. And I'm wondering if they could do something like that for Batgirl.
We'd love to see it, but I am not holding my breath for that. I just don't think. I mean, we'll see. All right, I'm gonna adjust the camera because it's skewing more room on my side, and it's been driving me insane.
Oh,
so I'll be right back.
It's slowly going, moving over. So you gotta move it back to me.
Things like that really bug me. Well, you can't. You just moved. Be where you're.
Okay, fine. I'll be right here. How's that?
Be in your comfy spot, and I'll move the camera in accordance to you.
I am in my comfy zone.
Okay. I don't feel like I moved it that much.
So, but yeah, honestly,
is it better?
I would love to be able to see the Batgirl.
Yeah.
And see how it turns out, and be able to watch and be like, why didn't they put this out? Or sit there and go, oh, that's why they didn't put it out. I mean, who knows? It could have ended up like The Batman and been amazing. It also could have ended up like Catwoman.
I don't think so. I just don't. I mean, we don't know. We haven't seen it, but any case, I feel like this was just a bad spot for the directors to be in, but. I like that they are getting support from, producers and directors in Hollywood, whether they've worked with them or not. So I believe these guys are still going to land on their feet, and they're going to have tons of job offers coming their way. And Leslie Grace as well. Yeah. Because she is really, really talented.
Unfortunately, bottom line, everyone still got paid.
Yeah, that's true. At least there's that. That would be extra icky.
I know. How horrible would that be? If they found a way to kind of weasel out of having to pay them.
Yeah, no.
Because that happens a lot in Hollywood, to where people like, I've worked on some projects where like, oh, since they didn't end up going to air or because they didn't do this, we never got paid.
Yeah, you can't do that when it's SAG. The union will get you. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, and that is new images of Daredevil and Titania. I think that's how you say our villain's name. There is a new teaser for She-Hulk, one that I haven't watched, but this image is literally all over the internet. It's on my Instagram, it's on my Twitter, it's on my Facebook. I don't even log on to Facebook as much, but it's on my Facebook. So we thought we'd talk about it because we've all been very excited to have Charlie Cox coming back as Daredevil.
Yeah.
But he's got a spanky new suit. Well, new to us, maybe not new to him, but here it is. You can definitely see more of the yellow in this one. In the initial one, because it happened so quick, you have to be really quick with that pause button. But I am liking the look of this suit.
Oh, yeah, me too. I mean, honestly, I have to admit, out of all of Daredevil's suits, I wasn't a big fan of the yellow one in the comics. However, the way that they've designed this one, I really like. I like the way that they're using kind of like a darker tone for the yellow.
Yeah.
And
some gold too.
Yeah, it kind of has like a gold sheen to it.
Yes.
And this makes me theorize.
Oh?
I've got fan
Somebody's
theories.
got a theory. All right, is it real or Mephisto? Let's go.
I think it might be a Mephisto theory.
All right.
But It's still a theory. So I'm thinking that this Daredevil that we're seeing in She-Hulk and in the MCU is actually a different Daredevil than what we've seen in the Netflix universe. I think that the Netflix universe is going to be like Universe 715 or something. I just threw out numbers.
838.
It's going to be some completely different universe in the Netflix show. And they're going to start tweaking it a little bit to make it so Charlie Cox's Daredevil fits a little bit better into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But that's why they're changing the costume up. It's not the fact they're like, I got tired of the old red suit, so I added yellow to it. I think it's going to be the fact that this has always been the color of his suit. And
I gotcha. You keep talking.
Okay. And this is a different Daredevil universe. The Netflix universe is going to be one universe, and then the She-Hulk universe is going to be the normal 626, or is it 616? I mess it up because I keep on going the 626.
616 is our current MCU. 626
is the Night Market.
And Stitch.
And Stitch. But honestly, I truly think, because I think that's a really good way to go, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts on it are, is if they decide to make it a different universe, then you can start changing things up. You can actually do little changes to Luke Cage. You can do a little changes to Jessica Jones, and you can do some bigger changes to Iron Fist. If any of you guys have watched some of our reviews on Iron Fist, we weren't the biggest fans.
Did we even do reviews on Iron Fist?
I think we might have given we've given our thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Overall, but honestly, I think that making this a separate universe from the Netflix universe is a wonderful idea to go. And them changing the suit does kind of seem to veer in that direction. What are your guys' thoughts? I want to read them in the comment. I'm going to go through and see if I can find
Let us know. But that is not the only image that dropped. We know we have Daredevil, played by Charlie Cox. That's already been well and confirmed, and we're loving these new images. But we also have another one from the villain of the show, and that is, hold on. Titania, right here, played by actress Jamila Jamil. I want to call her by her name in The Good Place every single time. And I have to try really hard to correct. But this is a photo shared on her own social media with Hulk actor Mark Ruffalo. And you can see Mark Ruffalo is in his mocap get-up, if you will. And this is a nice little photo, a nice little tease. And we know that she is coming to the show. I actually don't know too much about Titania and, like, what her, I guess, connection is with She-Hulk.
Yeah.
With Jennifer Walters. So I'm curious to find out through the show. Unless you guys want to drop some nuggets of knowledge in the chat there. But this is exciting. I think she looks great. I've always really liked her as an actress. Love her in The Good Place. So looking forward to seeing what she's going to bring to the table for this series as well. Yeah.
And honestly, I love it when we get more details about certain characters. I'm hoping that they don't spoil too much about her because, I do want to find out through the series some of these cool character traits. And, they always veer off of the comics just a little bit, just to make it so it fits a little bit more into the overall vision that they want to do for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I'm just reading a little bit about the interview about her playing Titania, and she describes it as, quote, the most annoying MCU villain ever.
Really?
That's what look, I mean, the vibe of the show, I think it's going to be a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see that a little bit, which means she's probably going to have a ton of fun. Like, it's always fun playing an annoying character.
Yeah.
You can just literally be you can annoy yourself, but that's your character.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun to, like, lean into that because why not? So,
and Theodore Harris says that Titania got introduced in the 1984 Secret Wars crossover. So we are building up to Secret Wars, as we found out at Comic-Con Hall H.
Yeah,
so she might end up playing an important role in Secret Wars, the Avengers.
Yeah, I mean, I think once you're in the MCU, you don't really leave
Mm-hmm.
the MCU. I mean, for instances like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers and Natasha, I think that's maybe a little bit different. But of all the newer ones that they're introducing, I think they're in it for a bit longer.
Yep.
And speaking of being in a bit longer, we are super excited for this next piece of just conversation. It's not really news because it hasn't really been like officially confirmed by Marvel or Disney, but literally the director himself and the actor who plays Moon Knight are in Cairo on a TikTok video saying like, hey, what about Moon Knight season 2? Cuts to Oscar Isaac. Why else would be in Cairo? These actors who are a part of any MCU projects don't just go post willy-nilly on their social media just because they want to. There are consequences to that, and that 100% was cleared, I feel like. But especially coming from someone like Oscar Isaac, who has been in this industry for a long, long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
Would not just pick up the phone and be like, I'm going to tweet about it.
This.
No, absolutely not. So, looking forward to this. And with that, our third topic for today's show is we are thinking what to look forward to in season 2. What would you guys want to see in season 2? Go ahead and start putting your theory and your thoughts in the chat as we talk about what we would like to see in season 2 of Moon Knight.
The new Jake Lockley costume.
Yeah, I think
that's what I want to see.
That is really the one alter that we really didn't have any time with at all. We only saw a quick glimpse of him, more than a quick glimpse, but it was a short moment with him at the very end. And I would love to see more. I would like season 2 to fill in all the blanks when Steve and Mark had blacked out and they don't remember what happened. We can either see it from the perspective of the people who were there. The Scarlet Scarab was there and she was like, what the hell was that?
Mm-hmm.
We could see it from her POV. Does the Jake suit, Moon Knight suit look slightly different? That was never revealed. So we literally don't know. And that is the one that I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, one thing that I just got incredibly excited about at the end of Moon Knight, and we saw that what is it called? We saw that end credit scene, was the fact that it made you go back and go, wait a second. Mm-hmm. When, for example, Steven had the scarab and he loses consciousness, did he go to Mark or did he go to Jake? So that made going back, and every single time there's a blackout and we're like, oh, well, that just must have been Mark taking over. Was it though? Which ones were Mark? Which ones were Jake? And which ones were Steven? I would love to start seeing that differential between each one of those scenes, and we kind of find out who was who. My guess is anytime that there was violence and death,
yes,
it was Jake. Because, for example, there's that moment when he has the scarab in his hand, and there's a whole bunch of dead bodies with pools of blood around them. So I'm assuming that that was Jake hopping in to protect that scarab.
He's got a special set of skills. I will find you.
I
feel like that's the vibe, but more outwardly and loud about it. A lot of you guys are saying in the chat you're looking forward to a season 2, and again, not exactly confirmed by Marvel or Disney, but now I have an even higher hope. Hold that thought. Alex Corey says, I don't want Moon Knight season 2. I need it.
Right there with you.
And then going back really quickly about Titania, which we just talked about in the previous topic. Thank you to Theodore Harris for putting this in the chat. She was created by Dr. Doom.
Oh.
Well, that changes things.
That
for
could
me, because we're just learning this now.
That could bring in Dr. Doom into She-Hulk, or at least a mention of him. Because, I mean, I don't know how big of a bad guy they're going to make him, but he's pretty big. They could have, what is it? They have the Infinity Stone saga, the Multiverse saga. They could have the Doom saga, to where at the end of Phase 6, they start kicking Dr. Doom into high gear. And right now they're just planting little seeds here. They'll never say his name. They'll never, they'll hint to it to where the fans know what's going on. But they're not going to reveal him until the end of Secret War.
Ooh.
Secret Wars.
That's very exciting. And reading more comments from the chat gets me even more excited. Let's see there. Stardew says, Jake versus the Punisher and Moon Knight. Ooh,
that would be fun.
That'd
Also,
be cool.
this is what I was thinking too. When they were filming in Cairo, is it season 2 of Moon Knight or is it Werewolf by Night? They could actually be filming that too.
Be that instead.
And they're just teasing us with that.
That could be it, yeah. So, and again, this is why it wasn't confirmed by Marvel or Disney, because they don't know. I mean, well, they know, but we don't know. And then, let's see. Alex Corey writes, Jake Lockley's involvement along with Jeff Lemire plot involving Mark's quest to kill Khonshu.
Oh, that would be a fun one to see.
Blade GTR chiming in here saying, I hope we get at least a tease of Shadow Knight, which is the persona of Mark Spector's brother, Randall. Yeah. That would be interesting, because we did a kind of a deep dive into Mark's past.
Yeah.
I would like to see, because I know that very much exists in the comics, I believe. So I think that'd be really cool to show as well. Like, I could easily watch 3 seasons of Moon Knight. Like, that's how much I really enjoyed it, because I think Oscar Isaac is such the perfect actor to play Mark and Steve and Jake and Moon Knight.
The
and
way
Mr. Knight.
he flips back and forth
so good.
is insanely impressive.
That's a lot of work for him.
And it's
a
weird
lot of work.
that they're actually starting to do that with a lot more of their characters. You know, because oh my gosh, who's playing Kang? Name?
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors is having to do a whole bunch of different Kangs.
Yeah.
You know, Oscar Isaac is having to do a whole bunch of different Moon Knights. And I love the fact that they're able to get, since Marvel is now such a big name and Marvel is such a big entity, they're able to get really, really good actors to play these very complicated roles.
Yeah.
So, and also while there a couple people have mentioned this in the chat, and I liked the idea. Instead of the Doom Saga, the next saga will be the Mutant Saga, because I could see them building up, start the momentum on the mutants now.
Yeah.
We see some of the mutants, but the next big saga will have the mutants in it. It could also be that the next saga could be, like, since it's focusing on mutants, the Phoenix Saga. I would love to see that.
They just got to do it right. I don't want any more. And I know Marvel's going to take care, so we don't have to go through reboot after reboot and watch another origin story. It's like, we got it. All right? We know it. So
a part of me just loves that saga so much. I love that story. The story, I was first not educated, but I first saw the story on the X-Men cartoon. And I loved how they did that one, where the Phoenix, you know, was an entity that protection for the crystal, and then it slowly got corrupted until it was like, wow, I'd never experienced pleasure. I'd never experienced this kind of human emotions before. And that's what slowly corrupts it and turns it into Dark Phoenix. But I think you could have, in the Mutant Saga or the Phoenix Saga, you could have, the big Shi'ar storyline with where the Phoenix first gets introduced. Then you could have the Dark Phoenix Saga, and it ends with Avengers versus X-Men, where it all revolves around the Phoenix Force.
Yeah,
which absolutely. I think would be awesome. There's so many things that I want to see, and I want to see it now.
I know there's a lot of good stuff coming, and I just can't wait to see it like unravel. And that's why sometimes we don't really go chasing too hard after, like, you know, people leak stuff all the time, but like we don't really look too hard into it. Mostly because we also, as fans, it's nice to be surprised in the theater. Obviously, doing this job, it makes it less easy to avoid spoilers and things like that, because we try to keep up to date. And it's like, do you talk about it on your shows, or do you save it for your own enjoyment? You can't have both, so you have to choose and make sacrifices. Usually we like talking on the show just because it's fun to get into it between us and with you guys.
Is it real or is it Mephisto?
Yeah, is it real or is it Mephisto? So with that said, that is essentially our final topic. We're just excited for all the things that's coming up. We know D23 is about a month away.
It's coming. It's almost
still waiting
there.
to see if we're able to attend. Though if not, we'll still cover from home, it'll just be a bummer because I've already talked up D23 so much that I feel like
I want to go. I want to see the parade inside of the expo hall.
the parade's pretty cool. I was really impressed. I was like, what's happening right now? They got dancers, there's choreography, the music travels. You know how Disney parades in the park, the music travel was with the parade?
Yeah.
It kind of
It travels with the parade.
I feel like it somehow did that. I just remember
You're gonna make me so sad that I'm not gonna if I don't go.
I'll stop. I'm sorry.
I want to go to D23.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. All right, you guys. Well, we are going to go ahead and call it an early show, shorter show today. We're going to sign off, get some food, and there's a lot of things to watch right now and a lot of things to film and edit. So I think we're going to spend the rest of our weekend doing that. But we will be back on Saturday with another...
Wednesday.
My God.
It's okay,
I can't
baby.
get it right
You've been
today.
working so hard that your days are all flip-flopped. Remember those days when we used to actually know what day it was?
I don't know anything.
Yeah, those are long gone.
Yeah, those are long gone. Blade GTR says, personal note, I am excited for tonight's hangout with friends. We're doing movie night at my place with the projector. Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
And my friend is bringing over his popcorn machine. Man, you got cool friends, Blade.
Oh.
That sounds awesome. And to Adnan, yes, D23, I believe, is September 9th. Although I think Disney Plus Day or something like that is the day before. So I think there will be little bits of announcements or something like that on that day. And again, I don't know. But just they made a point to call it, September 8th, Disney Plus Day or whatever day they're declaring it as.
Yeah.
So I think we can expect some fun news, maybe, hopefully. King, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you to everybody who stopped by.
Thank
Debbie,
you so much.
We see you.
And also, if you guys love the things that we talk about and you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It really helps us out here on the channel. Thank you all so much for your love and support and just sitting here talking nerdy with us, because this is really something that really does help feed our soul personally.
Yeah.
Being able to come out here and talk our crazy Mephisto theories.
Yes.
Be able to show our excitement for all of the different comic books, movies, different pop culture news. It's always a lot of fun just to hang out with you guys.
Absolutely. And we'll do it again on Wednesday. Gotta this time. Wednesday. Gotta say it. Enunciate. Wednesday. All right, y'all. We love you, and we will see you in a few days.